Myself and everybody within our organisation knew absolutely nothing about wireless technology. For me, as being a Tuhoe means having a shared whakapapa.
Being recognised and being familiar without having to explain.
Part of the challenge is to become comfortable and normal as Tuhoe people. You know,
you take on board all the values, the practices, the knowledge that goes with it,
and that culture is a sign of your prosperity, and that Tuhoetanga is also something that protects you, I think, from everything that can go wrong in life.
The opportunity to go up our rivers, into our bushes, learning about all the different ronga, health plants, learning all the different food sources. That's the Urewera, that's our maunga pohatu, all our rivers that flow out of the Urewera. That is who we are.
That means that you belong to something honourable. You belong to something that does bring prosperity, that does bring happiness and meaning. We want to eliminate the problems of location, isolation, money, time. Within our tribal area, there are serious communication, and we need the best communication network that suits our environment, our topography, and how we are structured as a society. We need that.
One of the great prohibitors of it, that limit Tuhoes from communicating with each other is not only infrastructure, but it's also the cost of doing that.
We're uncomfortable with just being passive citizens that would just purchase, use technology as we are told, as we are instructed. Our historical experience of being dependent on the government, on the Crown, has been a defining one. We do not want to be there. We are uncomfortable with being dependent.
It started there. As we worked through it, we realised that it was bigger than just one particular area of education. We had to look at benefits to community, so we looked at a wider and broader view of the whole ICT strategy.
We saw it as an important part of the jigsaw of creating an online identity for Tuhoe. Once we saw how we could easily, which was wire up 4 very remote communities within Tuhoe, the most remote of Tuhoe communities, and seeing the advantage of that, well, we started thinking, well, what if the potential was if we could connect all our schools up and then in our communities, and imagine the possibilities of communicating, sharing, of the whole notion of what we call whakawhanaungatanga. The thing that came along was the Computer in Homes program. After we launched our strategic plans, we saw a nice fit between the Computer in Homes program and some of our strategic goals within the plan.
It was our thinking that why restrict it? Let's take the wider view and see how we, through this one concept, how everyone can benefit from it, and that's how we approached it.
A lot of people have had bad experiences out of school, Tuhoe schools, and then seeing that, hello, we're getting something really amazing and wonderful.
More to the values of education, in terms of their children. The concept was that if they became interested in learning things for themselves, then they would, over time, understand the value of education, and therefore the spin-off has to be to the child.
This was one of the first cases where the schools were actually giving something back to the family, you know, and as opposed to asking for something from the families in terms of provisioning their children's education.
Speaking as an adult learner, I know how hard it is to, to actually sit down and study and do whatever.
If the concept out there in the public is that learning starts in the home, then we need to explore those needs.
If we can bring this in, if we can encourage, because they love playing on the computers, adults, kids, whatever, they love using that medium. If we can get them into second learning, adult learning of any sort, in 20 years' time, we're going to see them with all these skills.
A lot of those out there that have that desire, and for various reasons do not either have the capacity or the ability to enact on that.
We want to be communicating in an immediate way with Tuhoe people globally.
The biggest missing thing within this whole equation for us at the moment is around content. Able to connect and share information, experiences, expertise. That's, for me, is the big opportunity out there. For us, that's the next part of this journey, is around looking at developing and defining what this Tuhoe space is, digital space is. I think what we're creating is a virtual Tuhoe world.
You've got to be the masters of your own destiny. You have to take responsibility for governing yourselves. Tuhoe.com stands as the ideal for us, where we want to be masters of this technology. We want to be able to manipulate it in ways that suit our purpose and serves our vision.
Future in 20 years' time, I'm very optimistic of where we're going to be. We're going to see very successful Tuhoe people running around within Tuhoe, within Aotearoa, within the world.